Generation of computers. The history of computers is described in terms of 5 generations of computers. Some major technological development took place in each of the 5 generations of computers. The development in technology not only changed the way computers operate, but it also brought a revolutionary change in their structure. For example, computer became smaller, cheaper, more efficient and reliable than before. So in this topic we just understand about the different generation of computer. Children, isn't it interesting to know that as human beings your computer also has generations? We all have different generations of people in our family, grandparent, parent and children. Similarly, your computer is also classified into different generations. So let us learn about these generations, and the term generation refers to the advancement in technology in the development of a product. The advancement in technology paved a way in developing computers, and the development of modern day computers can be categorized into 5 generations. First generation computer. Computers of first generation were made using vacuum tubes and magnetic drums. The vacuum tubes produced a lot of heat. As a result, the filament of these tubes got burnt frequently. Here are the features of these computers. The programming was done in machine language. That another name of machine language is the lowest level programming language. Computers were of big size and it was difficult to handle. And they consumed a lot of electricity and generated a lot of heat. It was quite expensive to operate these computers because their size was very huge, very big. These computers were extremely slow and solved just one problem at a time. And you can see in the picture that ENIAC was the example of first generation computers. In second generation computer, vacuum tubes were replaced by transistors. One transistor could represent 40 to 50 vacuum tubes. Due to the use of transistors, computers of the second generation became smaller, faster, cheaper, more energy efficient and more reliable than the first generation computer. These are some features. Programming was done in assembly language. It means better language than the machine language, that is 0 and 1 binary numbers. These computers stored instructions in memory. They were smaller in size than the first generation computers, and they consumed less electricity and generated less heat as compared to the first generation computer. And this IBM 1407 and Atlas is the example of the second generation computer. Third generation computers. As the technology advanced, integrated circuits were developed. In third generation computers, transistors were replaced by ICs, integrated circuits. Use of ICs in computers improved their speed and efficiency massive. Here are some features we just discussed. Programming was done in high level language. These computers were smaller in size and cheaper than the second generation computers. In these computers, punched cards were replaced by keyboards and monitors. And these computers consumed less electricity. The example of third generation computers are IBM 360, IBM 370, ICL 1900. And the integrated circuits or IC is also called chip. fourth generation computers. The microprocessor was developed in this generation. The development of large-scale integration circuits (LSI) and very large-scale integration circuits (VLSI) made it possible to put many integrated circuits together on a single chip called the microprocessor, as you can see in the picture. All the components of the computer like the CPU, that is central processing unit, the memory, the input and output devices were placed on a single chip. Now we can discuss some features of this generation. Computers are so small in size that they can be easily carried from one place to another. They are the cheapest among all the computers of previous generation, and the speed, accuracy and reliability of the computers improved massively. These computers used different types of memories with very high accessing speed and storage capacity. Graphical user interface, we call GUI, mouse and other handheld devices were also developed with the computers of this generation, and due to small size of the computers, they could be linked together to form the network. So in this generation, the network is the outcome of this network only. The example of this generation, IBM 4347 and Star 1000 and Apple II are the example. The fifth generation computers. This generation of computers make use of ultra-scale large integrated circuits USLI. Computers depend on us for instructions. We need to give correct and logical instructions in order to get the correct output from the computers. If the instructions have incorrect logic, the computers will stop processing it as it does not have intelligence of its own to correct the error. Fifth generation computers are computers of the future. The computers with artificial intelligence are being developed, which will enable them to function on their own. The main goal of this generation are to develop computers which would have the following features: artificial intelligence and able to recognize the voice, able to recognize images and graphs, able to solve highly complex problems including decision making, logical reasoning, and use more than one CPU for faster processing speeds. The example of these generations are robots, quantum computers, nanocomputers. Let's children, we summarize the chapter. The technology used in first generation was vacuum tubes. The technology used in second generation was transistors. The technology used in third generation was integrated circuits. The technology used in fourth generation was very large scale integration, and the technology used in fifth generation was artificial intelligence. Every generation enjoyed smaller size and bigger storage capacity with better processing speed. Thank you children. I hope you understand and enjoy this topic.